well, we're moving on to the Times now. Some people have had some difficulty filling out the census, Steve.
Yeah, the ONS digs in over misunderstood trans census question. The department admits that non-English speakers may have been confused by this gender question.
This is the Office of National Statistics,
Yes.
who obviously run the census.
And they stand by the data. So the question, because in the actual article, it's way down the bottom, you get to the actual question.
What was the question?
Is the gender you identify with the same as your sex registered at birth?
Right.
I mean, it's a long question. It's not like, would you not say that the difference between your gender and sex is not non-homologous? It's not that much of a tricky question.
So I understand your point. The question, I mean, they're making the point that foreign people who speak English as a second language struggle with the question. I think the stats here say that, according to this, the data release showed that those who speak English not well were most likely to be counted as transgender at 2.2%. Compared with 0.4% whose main language is English. So it does suggest that it was a language issue.
Yeah, well, there's certainly some stats. The stats don't look right.
No.
So, but then I say, well, that requires further looking into it. You can't say these stats are definitely wrong because I don't like the look of them. Some of the arguments they try and come up with to try and make this square fit the circle is to say that maybe we've got trans refugees coming to the UK in greater number.
I mean,
there's also an argument.
Even you know that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, of course. I also think the other one's ridiculous, which is the age demographics. Younger people tend to have a higher incidence of gender issues,
yes,
and migrants tend to be younger. None of that's going to fit this data.
You would acknowledge, would you not, that most of the countries where migrants are coming from don't have a particularly high proportion of people identifying as non-binary? I think they're more worried about war and things like that.
It's not about the destination, about the journey. And on the way here...
Really?
Honestly, you look at this and all the article is saying this is clearly wrong. I'm saying it looks wrong, but that doesn't mean you can prove it wrong.
No, but it's clearly wrong.
Survey at least. It is clearly wrong. It's a survey.
It is wrong, isn't it? Help me out here.
It's totally wrong. The census was done in 2021. This is how I know it's wrong. Because when Andrew called me to be on his Fakakta Free Speech Nation thing, and we were discussing the trans sex gender issue.
Yes.
I couldn't get my head around what was the difference myself. And if Louis Schaefer, who's super well educated, knows everything.
Yeah, he doesn't even know.
I didn't even know.
I don't have an objection to having a question about gender identity on the census, because we have all sorts of questions about religious belief on the census. But I think when they put it in I think it's where they've put it. I think they put it alongside sex and vital statistics and those kind of things, and it's a religious belief, effectively, the belief that you've got a gendered soul. That's a quasi-religious belief. So why not put it along with the Jedi and the Christian and all the rest of it? That would make it clearer, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but you can pick the stats out just by looking at it. You look at the question that's being answered and disregard for whatever you need the info for. I'm not sure which part of the form means that much. Really.
Okay.
At least do a survey that looks at age, ability to speak English, ability to understand that question, and then you'd actually have some reason to...
Do you know what would have been a better question? Not the question which they put here, which is the gender you identify with the same as your sex? Firstly, do you believe in gender identity? Yes, no. If no, go to here.
But what is gender identity? People don't know. That's much easier.
Go on, sorry?
People don't know these terms. They don't know gender identity. They don't know what that means, really, and they don't know what they don't know what gender is.